Hi, everyone. Welcome to a weekend of Coldplay. And today's song, to launch it all, is Hymn for the Weekend. So, well, what else should I say, really? Hymn for the Weekend? A weekend of Coldplay. Well, there's one little detail which I should mention, and that is that I understand this song features the guest vocal performance by Beyonce, and that is an artist, a singer I haven't sat down to listen to yet. So in a way, it's my first time hearing her voice as well. Although since I don't know her voice, I probably won't recognize it as her. Let's just have some fun.
Sent from up above, you know you make my world light up. When I was down, when I was hurt, you came to me.
Okay, so that was an interesting opening. All right, all the exotic sounds and all of that. Okay, not terribly surprising. We hear that from time to time. It's setting a mood. But the way the chorus of voices came in, kind of faded in. And it's not like a fade in is anything new, right? But what is fading in and how is it fading in? And it's the voices. It's not an instrumental introduction. It's a vocal introduction, which is actually serving more as a rhythmic introduction than anything else, although it does have some harmonic and melodic elements. But the thing that catches me is this sort of fade in of this vocal rhythmic chorus. That was interesting to my ears. And then it kind of stabilized a bit, and I thought that I was hearing the main part of the song. And it wasn't until he came in singing I realized, oh, even that has all been kind of introductory material. I want to go back and listen to it once more. Peacocks, exotic creatures. You hear the pigeons cooing, you hear the birds trailing. Even this is kind of cool. It's those. It's almost like it's a blend from the city sounds, driving through the city, and you think you're hearing the noise of the city, and then out of that, it kind of coalesces into this vocal harmonic chorus. And the rhythmic element. And we're still looking out at the scenery of the city, but the voices have taken us somewhere else. And then we fall into this. Okay. Now at this point, it has kind of morphed again. Now we don't have the vocal chorus and the rhythm and the exoticism of the sounds and the strange blend, this otherworldliness of, we were hearing city sounds, and then these voices just came and took us somewhere else. Now it feels like we're kind of settling into, and I really have no idea because I don't know how the rest of the song goes, but the way that piano comes in, it feels like it's kind of settling us into something a bit more, should I say, less serious and more earthy. As I said, these voices have sort of an otherworldly quality, taking us somewhere out of our customary environment. But once we're out, then this piano is settling us da-da-da-bum-bum-bum, kind of into an easy kind of swaying, I don't want to quite say groove, but there is a sort of a sinking into it that is happening. And actually it's these hand claps that are the thing that link the two.
Angels sent from up above, you know you make my world light up. When I was down, when I was hurt, you came to lift me up.
And the melody also keeps this kind of rhythmic part.
And love's a drug. Oh, now I think I must be miles up. When I was a river dried up, you came to rain and flood. Drink from me.
It's interesting noticing the different elements and how they're placed in the design of the music. Even the main song melody, the song part, da 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 da, it is more rhythmic than melodic. Yes, it is melodic, of course, it is the melody, but it has such strong start and stop rhythmic features. It feels like it is taking a very important role in the rhythmic layout of the piece, and not so much focused on creating a melody that flows. And yet this music flows so easily. Why? Because of that piano. Da 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 da. That is so rippling, soothing. It's a very modern sounding style of accompaniment, but da 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 da, and that becomes the smoothing element that carries everything along and helps it to glide and flow. Interestingly, though, it is also quite rhythmic, isn't it? And as I'm listening to all the different parts of this music, each one has a distinctive rhythmic element. It starts to feel like a tapestry of rhythms, and each contributing instrument voice has something rhythmic to add to this whole complex. I think of it, well, of course, the video clip so far is set in India or some Indian population, and you have these I think of Indian food with all these complex combinations of spices and flavors, and each one is brought in and adds something special, and it's such a fine art, of which I'm no master, but I know enough to know that is a really identifying element of authentic Indian food, is the wonderful nuances and subtle combinations and elaborate mixings of spices. It's kind of like that with this music. Each part is adding something rhythmic to the flavor profile. A little bit here, a little bit there. But it's nothing so strong that it feels like, oh, wow, suddenly it's all about rhythm. Because the overall experience of the piece is much more melodic than we might expect with everything serving such a rhythmic role. The hand claps. Dink, 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 dink.
Drink from me when I was so thirsty. Put on a sail.
And all of this
No, I just can't get it up.
makes it fun to sway along with it.
When I was so heavy. Pour on a sail for me. When I'm low.
Now this is more everything coordinating together. I guess I could say more traditional type. Well, maybe I should explain. More traditional meaning each instrument and voice is serving a bit more of their traditional role in how the music comes out. Not such an elaborate sprinkling of rhythms all around. It's more homogeneous, and you can hear the difference in the way it has a more unified motion forwards. It has a more identifiable lead in the drums beat. The voices are more chorus-like, and everything seems to simplify a little bit and find an easily placed order. There's also more of a power, a strength to it. Now it starts to scatter a bit and spread around. Ends up sounding more delicate in this part. Now it's kind of cleaning up a little bit. This feels more standard, and so therefore stronger, more focused. Isn't it interesting to see, to notice how it morphs from one shape into another musically? The video clip is nice. It fits the music, it fits the style of the music, but I'm mostly focusing on the music itself right now, because it has this very coordinated, I could say, dance-like element. And I'm not thinking of, say, a solo dance or a partner dance. I'm thinking of a group dance where everyone scatters across the stage, and you see all this motion and activity across the stage, and then everybody comes together and moves more in I don't want to say more coordinated, because of course the scattered is coordinated, highly coordinated as well, but it has more of a unified motion and sense of oneness. And then gradually they spread and scatter again. And then it comes back together again. And this constant changing from one to the other gives a very satisfying sense of motion and progress. If it goes on too long, it can start to feel monotonous, because then you start recognizing the pattern. Spread together, spread, together, spread, together. But you do it enough, and you keep it varied enough within each spread and each together. It's incredibly satisfying. Visually with dance, orally with music. And that's what's happening here in this music. There's this sort of scattering and spreading of all the different parts doing coordinated but separate things. And then they kind of gather together and focus and come as one, and they move as one, and you feel this sense of drive and focus and a sort of joyous reunion, and then spread and celebrate, and then reunify and rejoice, and then spread and celebrate and reunify and rejoice. It's that kind of activity that is happening in the musical setup here. And it's one of the things that gives this such a buoyant, I guess I would say joyous feeling. Although it's not outright just fireworks and celebration, but the music itself has this feel of this is a joyous time, this is a happy time. And looking at the lyrics, they suit too. In fact, when I was so thirsty, pour on a symphony, this idea of everything serving its own place, symphonic musical effect. Everything together, right in time with the pulse. We're staying more unified. A little more scattered here, but still all together. He handles his vocal range really well, doesn't he? And as we're coming, it looks like we're coming to the end here. It's nice to notice how there is a little detail thrown in, and so on. Notice there's a sort of organ-like echo starting to show up. Maybe that's guitar, but it has a very organ flute-like quality. Ah, now I can hear it's guitar. It's a light, joyous, happy, free sound that this music is creating. Yes, it's quite a modern sound, isn't it? And I can hear that there is a significant amount of, shall we say, filtering and modifying of the voices and so forth. But still, it's one that actually comes across as having enough tonal variety and color that I can actually enjoy the overall effect, even though, as you know, I'm one of those people who really likes to hear the the real voice, the genuine vocal tone. This is very much falling in the modern era where so much editing is done to the sound that you can't expect to hear a real live person in the room with you sounding like that at all. Still, it comes out nicely. And just as you can't expect a drive through India to look like it did on screen at all, it's more like a collage, a collection of memories. And I'm going to call them memories because we all know that our minds filter our memories and shape our memories according to how we wish to remember them many times. And what we remember as being in the moment is very much not exactly what it was. So to me, this music is kind of a filtered memory of a time. Although it's interesting that it's spoken in the present tense. You make my world light up. When I was down, when I was hurt, you came to lift me up. Life is a drink and love's a drug. Well, still, it is kind of talking about something in the past, when you came into my life. And it changed my life forever. And now my life is this wonderful golden glow all about it, so to speak. You came to rain a flood. You said, drink from me, pour on a symphony. Now I just can't get enough. And as we get to the end of all of this, life is a drink. Your love's about to make the stars come out. And now I'm feeling drunk and high, so high that we shoot across the sky. It's also this sort of stars in your eyes, rose-colored glasses, experience of being in love, and everything just feels so perfect. Again, it's a filter through which we view the world, isn't it? A filter through which we view our experiences, just like memory. And so, even though I would say this piece has a very modern, perhaps even a commercial sound, it's clearly targeted towards a wide audience to be a big hit. In spite of all that, it is more than just something churned out for, commercialism. It has something in it that connects to us and our own experiences. It's so strange. In a way, it's so artificial, and yet it's so real. Again, because of these filters, and because it made me think so clearly of these two perspectives in which we do create and experience things in an unreal, modified way. Memory and love. And so I think that is probably one of the reasons that it has such an appeal to so many, because it's this wonderful, as I said, golden aura, rose-colored view of everything that we experience. And since we do experience those kinds of moments and those kinds of times in our life, whether it's by looking back at them through memory or by being deeply in love, it's so relatable, so personal, and in that way, so real. Interesting piece of music, interesting presentation, and nice balance and setup of all the different elements that make it be what it is and make it so pleasant and joyous to listen to. So that is the first song in this Coldplay weekend, Hymn for the Weekend. And I guess I wish to close by saying I wish you all a joyous, rose-colored, golden weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.